Hello, hello. So, guys, the moment has come to rally behind LaDàna, our esteemed nominee for the 2024 Caribbean American Awards presenter. LaDàna's unwavering commitment to advocacy, diversity, and empowerment has made her an influential figure, and your votes can elevate her to a platform where her voice will resonate even louder. Your vote is powerful. It is an endorsement of LaDàna's vision, a celebration of her achievements, and a step towards amplifying the causes she champions. By voting, you're not only supporting an individual, you're uplifting the values and progress she represents. So let's join forces to secure LaDàna's victory. Vote now and make a difference. And thank you for your support. Yes, guys. So we are here. Welcome back to our Push Past 10 platform. So we are here in support of LaDàna, who is joining us today to tell us all about the Caribbean American Music Awards. With our reach as of today of 778,000 in audience and another 998 followers who recently followed us in the last 28 days. We are continuing to amplify our Caribbean people by harnessing the power of technology, international radio, social media, and podcasts to leverage the skills and expertise of our people. And today we have a great cause to rally behind, as one of our own, LaDàna, has been offered an exclusive opportunity to showcase her talent on the Caribbean Music Awards stage hosted by the legendary Wyclef Jean. We are very excited for her because she has already made it to the second round of voting, and now we need you, our loyal supporters, to simply vote for her to get her through the number one spot to be the presenter and the red carpet correspondent for the 2024 Caribbean Music Awards. So let us go ahead and invite LaDàna to our program. Good evening, LaDàna. It is wonderful to have you aboard. I was just telling everyone how this is such a prestigious honor to have you be, one of the nominees for the Caribbean Music Awards. So how are you this evening?
I'm doing excellent. Excellent. Thank you. How are you?
I'm well. And how do you feel being one of the nominees, one of the options for a presenter at the Caribbean Music Awards?
I feel like it's a great platform. I'm excited. Probably because this is like the first type of competition that I've ever endeavored.
Mhm.
I usually do behind the scenes, PR and managing projects for customers or clients or nonprofit organizations or entertainers. So yeah, it's different being the one that's really trying to, I guess, toot my own horn.
Yes, absolutely. And so well deserved. So let's just jump right into our conversation and just tell us, who is LaDàna?
LaDàna. So LaDàna is a Creole woman whose story began in Dominica. And I hate to sound cliche because that's like the t-shirt, my story begins in Dominica. I was born in Dominica, and my mom, when I was young, took me to Guadeloupe. So I'm a bit of a Frenchie, I think I learned Creole and French first, to be honest with you. I don't even think I learned English first. And then I immigrated to the US. I am a mother, I am a wife. As far as my professional life, I've been on your show before, so I am the current president of the board of directors, for Rebuild Dominica Inc. I also run my own business. So I'm a public relations consultant, and I'm the principal consultant with Above Prestige Public Relations. So my realm is the digital space, my realm is the content management space, and my realm is the creator space.
Yes, absolutely. So thank you for sharing that. Thank you for being with us this evening. So we know the criteria for being the presenter falls in the area of the professional field, the community service, as well as engagement engagement with a wider audience. So let's just kind of walk through, why are you the best person for this position? So let's just take those three categories and just
Mhm.
tell us everything we need to know to give us that reason to cast those votes. And then we're going to jump into how exactly can everyone vote for you and support you. And again, this is all about my mission for turning our passion for our Caribbean islands, Dominica in particular, into action. So this is a simple way that all our followers and our listeners, those who will listen to this program on Untapped Potential, how they will be able to show that passion and turn it into action for Dominica. So let's just look at the three areas, the three criterias, and tell us, why are you the best choice?
I mix the two or the three or the four. For me, I consider myself a bit of a Jane of all trades. I'm a tinkerer by heart. You know Tinkerbell, the little cartoon? If I need to figure out stuff and it has to get done, I'm going to research it. I'm going to figure out how it works. I'm going to figure out the mission and the vision, and I'm going to translate that. And part of what makes me a good candidate, I should say, time to toot my own horn, toot toot beep beep. What makes me a good candidate is I know how to be behind the scenes and observe, and I know how to come out in front. I've been toning myself down for so long. I mean, you would have to talk to my husband and our daughter. I am probably the biggest mouth in the house. But then when I go out in the professional world, I know how to tone it down and let other people shine. And I think that's what a presenter does. You don't want to take over the show. You don't want to be overbearing. You don't want to be obnoxious. And you don't want to be someone that they don't want to hire. People hire the people that they love to work with, right? So when you go to work, think about how in any scenario, you're at that job more than you're at home with your family from Monday through Friday, right? This is if you have a standard 9 to 5. And that's pretty much how the entertainment works. The entertainment realm works with who you know, first and foremost. It's all about networking. And then it's also about likability. So it's a popularity contest. And I guess I decided to join in from the forefront this time.
Yes, very well said. So we know that you're the president of Rebuild Dominica. So let's explore your professional work first. So tell us first about Above Prestige and the work that you do with Above Prestige. And then let us talk also about your efforts for Dominica, especially Rebuild Dominica, because like you mentioned, you were on a previous program with me, and we talked about the devastating impact of Tropical Storm Erica, as well as Hurricane Maria. And this is where Rebuild Dominica came in as a force, right? So we know these two
We
storms
did our
were
part. We weren't the only ones. We definitely did our
terrible.
part. It takes
Yes,
a village. Yeah.
right. So let's talk about Above Prestige, and then let's also talk about your role as the president of Rebuild Dominica.
So, Above Prestige Public Relations, I started back in 2011 as a part time consultant. My first major project was working on the Coke Zero launch in Charlotte, North Carolina during CIAA, which is a college basketball tournament, a really big college basketball tournament. And having a meeting with the social, I would say the engagement company at the time, the marketing company. They were trying to talk to people that were in the Charlotte, North Carolina area and figure out where's the best place to host. And they had just built something called the Epicenter, and it's not as great as it used to be. Unfortunately, some terrible things happened. But fast forward to 2011, that was the hotspot. And this company was coming from Atlanta, Georgia, and they had no clue where to host. So this is where I came in, and I just was like, okay, well, it makes perfect sense to have it at the Epicenter. There's parking downstairs, and it's uptown Charlotte, and there are restaurants with day parties. It's perfect. And so we end up having the activation there. It went very well for the company. Coke Zero is still around, as you know, right? So that was just one of their activations to introduce people to zero calorie Coca-Cola. And then fast forward to a little bit later that year, I actually got in touch with the actress, her team, I should say, Lisa Ray McCoy. So I spoke with her team. It was actually some cousins or some brothers that she's really like childhood friends with. This is the who you know, right? So they're able to work with Lisa Ray McCoy because they grew up together with her. Um, and with that particular event, it was called the Back to Business Network event, I want to say, B2B. So it's not in effect right now, but I came in at the last year where she had it between St. Thomas and St. John in the Virgin Islands. And that's what gave me my love for working with entertainers, because it's a different realm. You have access to so many great events when you work with entertainers. You have access to so many perks when you work with entertainers. And then fast forward to, me relocating to the DC area. I met my first, or I started working with my first, I would say more mainstream Afrobeat client. Her name is Naomi Achu. She's actually like a sister to me now. So that's just a testament to the relationship. And once I met her, a little bit after Tropical Storm Erica happened, and I ran into, some people from Dominica just trying to make a difference. And I just spoke to my dad and I said, I'm thinking about getting involved. He was like, you should, go out there. And I told him who was leading the charge at the time. And he was like, oh, I know Gebu. So he was like, yeah, tell him who I am. Tell him you're Dori Valdrigo's daughter. And I was like, okay, I'll tell him. So I get there and it's like, honestly, this, Simone, when you talk about networking and who you know, open arms. It was as though I was a long lost niece, and I was into the fold, and I had never had that experience of working with other Dominicans in the diaspora until I met with the team at Rebuild Dominica. And it's just unfortunate that it was a severe tragedy. And then, of course, Hurricane Maria happened afterwards. But the good things that come out of that is me getting a client that's Caribbean Cargo DC and the Mid-Atlantic area. They're one of the top shipping companies that ship from the Mid-Atlantic, the Washington, DC, Baltimore, Maryland area, and Virginia, and they ship to all of the Caribbean. So these relationships, I'm telling you, it's nothing like it. And I just got the urge to make them proud. I've told everyone what I'm doing and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe you're doing this, because they know me to be so, low key. And I try to be unassuming. I'm really not, but I try to be unassuming. And this is just me, this is me showcasing who I am. This is not me, president of the board. This is not me above prestige. This is just LaDàna. And yes. I'm taking me to the world.
Yeah, and I think one of your greatest strengths, LaDàna, is your modesty. You're such a humble person, yet you're doing just so much for your community, for Dominica and the Caribbean by extension. Now, with regards to your community work, tell us some of what are you involved with. I know that you're currently working on a project with kids of incarcerated fathers, I believe. So, kind of tell us more about that.
Yeah, I mean, of course, if you just get on Google, you could figure out some things. But our daughter, Anya Young, her father was incarcerated. He had a 12-year prison sentence in North Carolina for a non-violent crime. It's just the way their racial laws are set up. And he was taken away from her. And, she was probably like 9-10 years old. And when she had to go live with my mom in Guadeloupe and she came back as a teenager, I noticed a change in her. And this is where my advocacy started for ending mass incarceration in the United States, specifically mandatory minimums, because they do target certain communities and they target certain, in my opinion, certain races, right? So with me seeing the ins and outs, and I'm hearing people going to prison and they killed someone and they coming out in 5 years, 3 years for good behavior, I'm wondering to myself, what is really going on in North Carolina? Why is it that they have that law to basically perpetuate slavery, in my opinion? This is just my opinion. I'm not subscribing anyone else to it. But our daughter wrote a book because it was an outlet for me to get her to talk about what she was experiencing, because I noticed a shift in her. She's a happy-go-lucky person like me, and her dad is outgoing as well. And I noticed her kind of regressing into herself. And once I got her to write in a journal and figure out her words and express herself, just reading her words, it touched me. And I started thinking about, wow, how many other kids are feeling like this? Because there are millions of children in the US, because the US they seem to be leading the charge in mass incarceration. Okay. But there are kids like her, and they don't have an outlet. Sometimes they don't know what resources are available. In our journey of advocacy, we learned about other organizations like the International Coalition for Children with Incarcerated Parents in the UK. I led that charge, behind the scenes, doing my mom thing, but also putting on my PR hat as a publicist for our daughter. And this is all while her dad was incarcerated. He's home now, thankfully. He's doing well. He's a manager. He's, excelling at his new job. But it was a struggle. And I think about all the kids that have that similar struggle. And I don't know if I shared this with you when we talked privately, but our daughter was kind of thinking, okay, who should I dedicate my book to? You open the book and it says for such and such. So I told her, well, I don't know, whoever you want to. I said, it's your book. So she said, well, I don't know who, and I don't want to leave anyone out. Everybody pitched in so we can self-publish the book. I said, well, who did you write the book for? She said, for kids like me. And that's what was the dedication in her book. And that touched me. And ever since then, like, I have this something that happens. I don't know if you guys can relate. But when there's something on my heart and I feel like Jehovah's really, really pushing for me to get it, for me to wake up, for me to do something, for me to act, I can't sleep. I have anxiety and I keep waking up in the middle of the night and I start writing notes in my phone because I can't get to paper. It's in the middle of the night and I really need to be sleeping so I can get up to go to work, right? Started writing notes and stuff, and it was on my heart to do a film and entitle it For Kids Like Me, and to document her journey. And that's what we're doing right now. We're in development for it. In the course of the last couple of years, I started my own 501c3 nonprofit called My Fairy Godparents. And I've been low-key doing my little thing in the background. I actually have to travel to DC, this week to meet with some potential sponsors for the film, connect with my network up there, and just, sew back into them. That's just me. I'm just that type of person where I'm going to just tell you what it is, tell you how it is, and I'm going to hope that you come along, because there are so many stories out there. And as a publicist, what I tell people is you're not selling a product, you're selling the experience. You're selling the story. That's what really is going to get people to follow you. That's what's really going to get people to fall in love with you. And no matter what you do, as long as they can relate to you, they're going to root for you.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. So such an inspiring account
LaDàna in a nutshell.
yeah, with regards to your daughter writing the book, and congratulations, that your husband is on the right path and doing what he needs to do despite the challenges he has faced in the future. Now, let's talk about your ability to inspire and engage a wider audience. LaDàna, we're checking them all off. We're just checking them off.
Yes, man.
Want to make sure.
The nice smile.
And dimples.
No, you gotta use your assets, girl.
The dimples are very important in Dominica. Don't get me started about dimples.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but just tell us a little bit about, your reach for a wider audience, because we want to make sure that at the end of this program, everyone is convinced that you should be the presenter and the red carpet correspondent at the Music Awards, the Caribbean Music Awards for 2024. So your outreach, your ability to inspire wider audiences.
For me, I am, because of my background, being born in Dominica, coming home for like vacations only, being raised in Guadeloupe during my formative years, coming to the US, I really felt as though I didn't really have a place. And I used to think when I was younger that, woe is me, I'm the only one that feels like this. Like, I come to Dominica, I'm too American. When I go to Guadeloupe, I'm too American. But then when I come back in America, I'm not American enough, And I really, this is me. I don't really subscribe to anyone not being proud of where they're from, no matter how I guess strong the roots are, or how much they've been home. I feel as though you need to rep where you're from, because that's where your story starts, and that's who you are at your core. Your parents, where they're from, where you're from, that's who you are. And what I've noticed is, with this competition, there are so many people. You would think it's Caribbean Music Awards, right? There are so many people that are Americans that are vying for this presenter position. I can see in some people's bios, they are actually first generation. So they don't live in the Caribbean. They weren't born there or anything like that. But that's what they rep. They big it up. And that's their identity. And I feel like I'm more rooting for like the underdog, the person where it's like people try to tell you, oh, you're not from somewhere because you don't talk the way that other people talk. Moi, ça parle créole, je parle français aussi, and I speak English. So I don't like when people kind of come at me in that stigma or with that closed mindset, because we are one Caribbean, and when we come to the US, those people, they don't care where you're from. For them, you're an outsider. You're an immigrant, and you're coming for their jobs. If they're that type of person, right? Just like they come for the Hispanics. It's like you belong over there. So for me, my power, I feel my superpower is that how can I say it? I'm the best of all three worlds. I think that's the best way to put it, that I am the best of all three worlds. Because when you look at someone that has frame of references, and that frame of reference is not just one arena, they can bridge the gap. You see what I mean? Because let me tell you, when I come and I tell people I can speak Creole, they think I'm Haitian. You already know. You have to say, I'm from the Commonwealth of Dominica. Oh, the Dominican Republic? No, I said the Commonwealth of Dominica. This is where it is on the map. This is our flag. We are Creole people. You see what I mean? So this is my superpower. This is my gift. This is my way of paying it forward for all the sacrifices that my parents made for them to be able to put me in a position where I can inspire other people.
Oh, so very well said. Very, very well said. And indeed, you represent so many facets, so many, aspects of being Caribbean. Ebe mwen sa pale Creole.
Okay.
Yo di,
Respectez-moi. Bon.
yo di, moun ozo pa ka pale Creole.
I've heard that too. Mais j'en ai pas parlé créole, hein? Okay.
Moun rozo, mais moi ka pale Creole.
Oh, good for you. I'm trying to teach my husband some Creole. Our daughter, my mom passed away 2 years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was so glad that our daughter got to go to Guadeloupe and go to school in Guadeloupe. And she loves to speak Creole with me. Like, the only time, look, let me tell you, don't go in Florida trying this. Don't go in New York trying this.
New York, you can't do that.
We might lever, right? We want to sit there and talk about, God damn it, ça sorti en kaila comme ça, comme pas bien.
And then
next thing you know, the person is like looking at you, and I've done it to others. I've gone to Florida. Florida is Haitian Central, in my opinion.
Right.
You cannot go in Walmart and not go down an aisle and you hearing somebody speaking Creole. And then I've had experiences where people look at me and they think that I'm a regular schmegular American. I'm like, excuse me, no. They say whatever it is in Creole, and you know what I do? I answer them in Creole. They just sit there dumbfounded. I'm like, so stop being so badly brought up.
Yep.
You don't never know what somebody can understand. Just like people that are Hispanic, they come and they talking their little crap or whatever, or Asian people talking their little crap. You don't know who's been abroad. You don't know who was born where. You don't know who studied where. Right. You need to be very mindful. Mm-hmm. This is cancel culture.
Right. And it's just right. Yeah, it's just recognizing all of us are human. So we shouldn't be bad talking people in the first place.
We shouldn't be, but sometimes, because like my mom, this is the American in me, right? I will go outside in my flip-flops. She could die. She could just die. And I'm like, Mom,
say don't go outside if you're pushing.
No pushing. She's like, oh, you're embarrassing me. You don't have no nice sandal. All of a sandal I buy you. I said, Mom, this is America. Don't nobody care about what I'm wearing. They're minding their business. And if they're not minding their business, that's some people to buy. Okay?
Right,
that's your problem. Right. That's not my problem. Don't make my problem your problem.
I know.
I'm like, Mom, first of all, these are Gap. These are Old Navy. These are very comfortable. And she's like, yeah, I know they're comfortable. I know they're cute, but that's pushing. You don't wear pushing to go places, whatever. You wear
sandals. Yeah, she's from the old school, so you can expect that.
And another thing I like to do, I like to wear my head in my madras wrap and just walk around. And she's like, "What are you, African?" I'm like, "Excuse you." I was like, "Excuse you." I was like, "I am repping up my stuff. I don't care." And I remember actually my stepsister, I went home and I went to her house and I visited her. She's in another state. So when I pulled up, she was like, "Oh my God, you have my dress. I've been looking for some cloth. They don't sell that here." And I literally took it off my head. I said, "Here, Kim, you can have it." She was like, "For real, I can have it."
You know, when I went to Dominica, I had to stock up because I can't find any here. So I actually bought my madras in Dominica.
At all. The pretty red one, the classic.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm particular to the pink, the one that they have for the kids, the pink with the, the little purple and whatever. I love that one. And every time I go, I don't even know how to wrap my head properly. I'll just do something. And then you should see people staring. Like, "Oh my God, that's so pretty." They always say, "That's so pretty. How did you wrap that?" I don't know.
But you know what? You're repping your identity.
You know what I mean? And that's just at the bottom of it is just, you got to be who you are.
Right.
Somebody or not.
And that's the key, because a lot of people are probably putting on an image right now because they're going up for the Caribbean Music Award.
I mean, I do wear contacts. I have my weave, but no makeup today. I just have my lipstick. I said, you know what? It would look kind of bland if I come on, right? And I don't try to fix myself. They're gonna be like, man, moun la ki an dan photo la. Aba men moun la. Sa catfish. I said, let me. And then you should see my husband. He was like, "I'm even putting on oil." He said, "Excuse me.
Nobody can smell you."
He said, "Where do you think you're going?" He was like, "What you putting on contacts for?" What?
Right.
Where do you think you're
going? But it's about feeling your best. It's about feeling your best, But thank you so much.
Let me come on here looking crazy. He can be like,
right. So I want to make sure we walk our audience through exactly how to vote for you. So we're going to go to the website, but we know we're going to have folks listening via the radio. So for anyone who's listening on Untapped Potential to our interview today, and again, we are speaking to LaDàna. She is going up for the Caribbean Music Award presenter, and we're going to cast a massive amount of votes to ensure that she is number one. She receives the most votes so she can be selected as the presenter for the Caribbean Music Award. So if you're listening on Untapped Potential, what you can do is go to my website, www.pushpast10.com. Again, www.pushpast10.com. And there you will find a flyer, and you will also find a link. So all you have to do is click on the link, and it will take you to the voting option. So let me go ahead and share my screen, because I want to make sure, and yes, I did cast my vote. I did vote for LaDàna. So let me share my screen so we can all see what the page looks like. So here is the page with the lovely LaDàna right here. And then you simply click on where it says vote now. So let's see if that is showing, because StreamYard is a funny beast. So you click on vote now, and you will see some options. And yes, absolutely, if you would like to pay to vote, that would be wonderful. So you see $100, 100 votes, $20, 20 votes. So very simple and straightforward. However, if you would like to simply cast your vote for free votes, so let's put it this way. On this platform, we reach about 778,000 people in the last 28 days. Imagine what would happen. And even if those people don't
they're going to have me for president of the
yes, I'm not running for president. And imagine if just our 8,800 followers vote. All you do is go here and select, and you vote here. I don't think it will allow me to go through because I've already voted for the day.
But
you enter your email address, you enter your password, and very simple to vote. So speaking about the rounds, LaDàna, talk to us about, again, congratulations. You've already made it through round number 1. So you're now on round number 2. So kind of just walk us through the process. How many rounds are there? How many times can we vote? The important fact that you can vote every round. So kind of just walk us through that.
Yes, so there are a total of 6 rounds. And at the end of each round, or I would say at the beginning, you can do a free vote, but during the rounds, you can do the paid votes. Just so you are aware, that is a legitimate voting platform. This is how they did it last year at the first or the inaugural Caribbean Music Awards, and Wyclef hosted it and was part of the committee for the votes and all of that. Um, Also, someone from Dominica won last year. I'm not going to say who. Go Google. Go Google. You should know. But at the first beginning or the start, however you want to put it, of each round, there is the option to cast your free vote. So I'm not asking anyone to break the bank. But if you do decide to vote and do the paid votes, it's basically $1 per vote. You can pay with PayPal. It routes you through. And the some of the proceeds actually benefits a nonprofit organization called Music Brings Life. So that organization, their goal is to teach people of color in those communities the importance of donating blood. So it's not just that the money is going to the award committee. Of course, it costs to be the boss. So them people, they need to pay their bills, as you know, but you have the free option. And at the end of the rounds, Wyclef and his team are actually going to handpick the winner. So it will be down to the final two. Once it gets to that point, I believe either final two or final three. And every round, it just gets tighter and tighter. For example, the first round, it had to be the top 15. If you didn't make it past the top 15, you couldn't go to round two. For this round, we're in round two. It's going to be the top 10. So they're slowly but surely shaving it off. And then August 26th is when they'll announce the winner.
Yes, very well said. And what I also did, I also went ahead and posted in the comment section how people can stay on top of how you're doing. So as you can see, if you're looking on Facebook, and again, if you're listening on the radio, her handles are I am LaDàna. So I, as in moi, AMLADANA for our radio listeners. I am LaDàna. And if you're on Facebook and if you are on YouTube, I went ahead and posted it in the comment section. I am LaDàna. So you want to follow her. You want to follow LaDàna to see how she's doing, to give you support, to make sure as she's going through the rounds, yes, she's going to go all the way through. So you can keep apprised of what is going on. So LaDàna, as we get ready to wind down the program, just tell us, what would this opportunity mean to you? What would it mean to you to put Dominica on this big stage? And speaking about putting Dominica on the big stage, we also are very excited to know that there is now a bouillon category. Our presenter who won last year, we don't have to we didn't make
big up. I think every bouillon artist in Dominica, slide that girl some coins, because let me tell you, the opportunities. This is the thing. People don't realize that no one knew really about Haiti until Wyclef Jean. And when Wyclef came out with the Fugees, you didn't even know he was Haitian. You just knew he had a delivery, he was different. Because a lot of New Yorkers have our swag. Let's just be 100. A lot of African artists that are trying to break through mainstream, they try to sound like us so that they can get that recognition and come into the US through the Caribbean market. We have a really, really strong music market. And we have a lot of different music categories. I heard Wyclef on one of his stories 2 days ago. Haiti has something called Tubuli or something like that. It's like some kind of local music that they have. I don't know if it's like the zouk for French music, or it's like really like the drums and things like that. It's really local music. So if you were,
it's called Tubuli. My in-laws are from Haiti. I must ask them.
Yeah, ask her, because when you listen to it, it's like compa, but it's like really, really slow down.
Interesting.
And then how we have the music we like when we go to Creole Beach. I don't know if you've ever been to Creole Beach in Guadeloupe, but it's like I have a video of my mom before she passed. She was sitting at Creole Beach listening to music, and you just see her whining in her chair because that's her stuff, that's her jam.
Mm-hmm.
And a little known fact about me: my dad was one of the singers on La Jeune Étoile.
Congratulations.
Cover his little head and he's going like this. If you have a
Oh,
Jeune Étoile cover, look for
right,
the
right,
little
right.
first
Oh,
Jeune Étoile
nice.
used to dance ballet. So
Right.
this is in my blood. Like my mom used to do the background vocals and whatever drama and whatever teenage young people
That's
stuff that
good.
they have going on.
So,
But
so it's in your blood. It's in your
my
blood.
just
It's in your blood. It's in your identity. It is who you
mhm.
are. So let us talk about why this opportunity is so important to you. What would it mean to you to be selected as the presenter and red carpet representative for the Caribbean Music Awards? And guys, the awards is actually going to be on August 29th. Correct me if I'm wrong.
In New
So it will
York,
be on August
Labor
29th
Day
in New
weekend.
York.
Mhm.
Yes. So if you're in New York, you want to check it out. So why is this important opportunity so important to you?
To be honest, the opportunity is important to me, not so much for myself. Of course, it will help me be able to be on a bigger platform for the positive things that I'm doing, but just the nature of who I am. I want to be able to open doors for other people. I do believe that if you're not being of use to someone, then you're useless. That's just my mantra, I guess you could say. And I want people to feel as though they have a champion, like an advocate. Remember I said I was an advocate, for children with incarcerated parents? I think it's more than that. I think for me, I just like to present and bridge the gap. I like to network. I like to find out more about people. And this would give me a great opportunity to not only help myself and my business and my nonprofit, but it would help me open doors for others.
Yes, very well said. So again, LaDàna, thank you for bringing this wonderful news, this wonderful opportunity to the Push Past 10 platform. And guys, if you missed the beginning of the program, don't forget you can catch the replay. So we talked about Dominican-born LaDàna has been offered an exclusive opportunity to showcase her talent on the Caribbean Music Awards stage, hosted by none other than the legendary Wyclef Jean. She has already made it to the second round of voting, and now we need you, our loyal supporters, to simply vote for her to get her through to the number one spot to be the presenter and the red carpet correspondent at the 2024 Caribbean Music Awards. So as you can see, I cannot think of a better person to be graced with this opportunity. So I want to thank everyone who joined us live. I want to thank everyone who will share this program because, guys, again, the reason that we now currently stand at 778,000 visitors in the last 28 days is because of you. I come here, I do the programs, but you are the one who amplifies our message, who takes the message out into the world with your thousands of shares sometimes on this video. So again, I encourage you to do the same because again, we have to stop saying that we support each other. We have to start showing that we support each other. And all it takes is a simple share, and all it takes is simply clicking on that link. So the link is posted in all the Facebook platforms as well as on the YouTube channel. So all you have to do is click on the link and cast the vote. And every round, we're going to keep you updated. So it's once again time to click on the link and cast another vote. And by all means, if you're willing to pay for the votes, we would be wonderful. And you know what? If you do, we're going to feature you. Okay. So if you want to be a sponsor, let's just throw it in, LaDàna, right?
Oh yeah.
If you want to be a
I
sponsor,
see the ones that I see people that purchase packages.
yes.
So I don't see the free votes until the 26th of August.
Right.
But I see the ones that do purchase packages. I just can't see the amount. And of
Right.
course, it's just poor form to tell people how much you donated. So I
Right.
wouldn't do that to you. But definitely everyone that purchases a package, they're about to get some big ups.
Yeah, and if they do, guess what? As a bonus, we on Push Past 10, if you have an ad, we will feature it for you for free.
Ooh.
Okay? So just throwing
I
it
know
out
why. I
there.
know why. I know why. I vote there. I vote there. I vote there. I vote there.
because because that is how much it means to us. Again, a Dominican won last year, and we don't want to call her name because we don't want it to make it sound like
No,
we're trying
no,
to
she did
ride
her
her
big one.
coattail.
She did her
We're
big one.
we're not gonna ride anybody's coattail. So if we
Right.
had permission to call her name, but come on, everybody knows who it is. I know who it
Everybody
is.
knows
All
who
of
it is.
Dominica knows it,
All right.
and we're
Let me just say
very
this.
happy for her.
I reached out to her. I DM'd her and I told her, I was like, wait a minute. I think I saw your name last year because you had a project and stuff. She was like, yeah, that was me, but it was 2 years ago, but it got an award last year.
Yep,
And then within minutes, she's like, oh, okay. I
she's
was
an
like, well, I just want to get
amazing
the ins and
person.
outs, right? I said, let me know what I'm getting myself into. I'm trying to figure, is this like, is this legit? She was like, yeah, it was a great opportunity. She was like, I'd love to, share whatever information you have. And within 30 minutes, we were already on a Zoom talking. And I
Yep.
had to go. I had another meeting. I literally squeezed that in. She squeezed me in. It was supposed to be 15 minutes. I already got late, 10 minutes late to my next meeting because I was having such a great conversation with her. She's genuine.
Yes, she's genuine. She is genuine. Now, mind you, if you cross her, she'll cut you down. But
I can tell.
and that's the beautiful thing about her, because
I don't think she hides that.
it's thanks to her that we have Booyah Music as a category now,
Exactly.
because she mentioned it. She said, "What about our great?"
Oh, no, she
Booyah
didn't just
music?
mention it. No.
I saw it.
I saw
I
the
was
clip.
like, "Oh Lord, they're gonna throw her
I saw
out."
the clip. And let me tell you something. She went viral, okay? Because she was right.
She
She was
was.
right. She was like, that's the Booyah God, like he's like everywhere. You mean to tell me you New York, you don't know Dominica from that guy? You don't know that? Come on.
Yeah, so we want to thank her, because it's because of her that
Absolutely.
Booyah is not a category. So again, LaDàna, thank you so much. We're going to continue to support you through this journey.
Thanks.
We will be posting on a daily basis to keep the momentum going. And,
it.
I've already shared it on my WhatsApp messengers, and we're just going to encourage people to continue sharing it. So your parting words, your closing words as we wrap up this evening. You're another person who's lost for words.
No, not at all. I think it's I'm just filled with love right now. Like I'm just like the anxiety and then, everything. But I would just say thank you. Thank you for anyone that just tuned in. If you feel the need to share, thank you for that. If you feel the urge to vote, thank you for that. If you decide to sponsor a vote, you already heard, you're going to get you a free ad on PushPast10 Media. So I'm just thankful, and we'll see. Okay, where?
Yes, no cave west. So again, thank you for being here. Thank you for everyone who tuned in to our live program, and for everyone who will come back and watch the replay. And again, we're just encouraging you to share and to vote and to follow PushPast, and also follow LaDàna on Facebook and on Instagram. I am LaDàna as well. So you can keep in touch with her. You can continue to show your support. So with that, we want to say thank you for being here. And until next time, you take care. Again, I am Simone Matthew, and it is always wonderful to be here as we continue to amplify our Caribbean people by harnessing the power of technology, international radio, social media, and podcasts to leverage the expertise of our people for the benefit of us all. So again, thank you for being here. Until next time, you take care.